Right, I'm at this ministry place that I came to today. Need to say a few things. A few apologies, really. Serious apologies. Yeah. First thing I need to say is sorry to the people above. To be honest, I'm not going to try and excuse the situation. Yeah, things have happened over the past 2 years. Yeah, a lot of false accusations, all that crap. Yeah, but some of the things I've said, I said probably to hurt you. Yeah, because I said recently in the video I did that no, children can't bring down their parents. They can't. Children are responsible. But when I've said they can, I was trying to hurt you. That's quite likely. I mean, I'm not certain that that was the case, but it certainly is a possibility. And if that's the case, I'm sorry. Yeah. Shouldn't have done that. That was out of order, so I really do apologise for that. That was bang out of order. So, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm not going to ask you to forgive me because I'm not even sure if you forgive. But that's your business, that's not mine. Maybe you do. Don't know. I mean, the way things are between us, I don't think you do, because if you did, you would have forgiven me 2 years ago. Yeah. I mean, yeah, anyway, that's sorry then. Second sorry, I've got to say sorry to God. Seriously, I've got to say sorry to God. I've done all these videos about building a relationship with God. But the purpose of this one is, this ministry thing today, is to talk about love and that sort of stuff. And one of the most important things is to love God. And when Yeshua was asked, what's the most important thing, Yeshua said the first commandment. You were supposed to love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your mind, and all your soul. Have I done that? Not in any way, shape or form. Not in any way, shape or form. I've been teaching about relationship, not teaching about that. The most important thing is that, because if you haven't got that, you haven't got anything. You can't do anything. You cannot serve the Lord. You cannot live according to his wills and ways if you don't love him, because you won't sacrifice. You can't sacrifice your life to him if you don't love him. You can't honour him by doing things according to his will and ways if you don't love him, can you? Oh, it just hit me. Absolutely bang. Oh, that was, wow. That just hit. Lord, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. And of course, I'm sorry to Mollie, Chewie, Lucy, Amber, Riley, Micky, Covie, Locki, Teri, Jacob, and Gracie as well, because I'm starting to see, like Stuart said, that maybe the issue is that maybe the dogs will get in the way of my relationship with God, or my serving God, or my ministry, or whatever. And it's like, no, they won't get in the way. Maybe I allowed them to get in the way. Maybe I used them as an excuse. I don't know. But I know what my focus has to be now. That's a certainty. I know what my focus has to be, and yeah, I've got to build that. Now, to do that, I need to spend a lot of time in prayer, because I need to seek God as, I need to know you better. Because to know someone, you've got to love them. That's the reality. You can't love someone not properly unless you know them. You've got to know them to love them. And, yeah. So I need to spend more time with it. Well, as I said before on video, it's not the dog's fault. But things like praise and worship and doing stuff like that, I've not really done that, because they start barking. So that's not their fault in any way, shape or form. They weren't to blame for that. I was, because what I should have done was just give them a play, then go out in the car, drive somewhere, do some praise and worship, come back home. Right? That's what I should have done. Did I do it? No, but that's what I should have done. There's all these should have, could have, would have. Yeah. Now, anyone who's listening you know, can you pray for the doggies? You know, they're in a situation that they don't understand in any way, shape or form. You know, they've not only been split up from me, but from each other. So, you know, they were family, certainly Mollie, Chewie, Lucy and Riley were family for at least 5 years, not 7 years. You know, so, yeah, that's not good. So pray for them. I mean, for me, the consequences coming on me, that's my bloody fault. So therefore, yeah. Yeah, but it's not their fault. So they shouldn't face any consequences at all. So pray for them, please. Yeah. Yeah. I'll probably do some more videos later, anyway, because we've got a day here, so. I was just in, yeah, we're there. And speaking to God about this issue about loving him and realising, God, I've got so much to change. So many things I've got to change, so many things I've got to, you know, look at and say, okay, how I've got to improve these areas. One area is looking after myself. In all the areas I wasn't doing before. Yeah, there's so many areas I'm not been looking after myself before. I've got to deal with that. I've got to improve those areas, because if I gave my life to God and it belongs to him, then really, in that sense, it's his life, not mine. Right? Oh. Yeah. Oh, look. Yeah. Yeah. I have to say that point in Matthew 22, it's 36 to 38. Yeah. 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 If you want a key to be able to understand how to, you know, really give your life to God and do things his will and his way, and, you know, treat other people better. Love others. That sort of stuff. That's it. There you go. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, because if you're loving God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind, then you can't have hatred towards someone else. You can't. It can't fit in there. The love you have for God is going to spread to others anyway. When you're dealing with people, you're going to be dealing with people in love, not in, you know, judgment or hatred or, you know, any sort of malice in any way, shape or form. Look, I'm going to be honest, you know, the teaching I've done on Cancer Society, the teaching I've done on Matthew 7, I'm not going to back away from that, not in any way, shape or form, because it's true. What I've said about that is true. If you decide you want to make someone pay, then you are basically digging a massive hole for yourself that it's going to be incredibly difficult for you to get out, to say the least. That you do have to pay for those sins. I'm not saying that to try and hurt people. I'm not saying that to try and do that. Some things I have said, I may have said to try and hurt those people, but not that. I didn't say that for that reason. So, yeah. 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 Yep. Look. Yeah. How things are going to turn out with regards to the dogs and other things, I have no idea. I don't know. I really don't know. I said to guys on the way down here, you know, it needs to be what's best for them. Whatever's best for them is what needs to be. You know, if it's best for them to be with me, then they need to be with me. If it's best for them to be away from me and with some, you know, in new homes together or apart, then that needs to be what is the case. It needs to be what's best for them. You know? Yeah. Yeah. That's the reality. I love the dogs to bits. I love them, absolutely love them. I miss them like bloody crazy, but in the end, the reality is, if it's better for them to be away from me, yeah, maybe for each of them, each 11 to go to 11 different homes, then okay, Lord, do that. Yeah, make that happen. Yeah, if it's best for just 5 to come back to me and the other 6 to be with home, then do that. If it's best for 8 to come back to me and 3 not to, then do that. I don't know. Whatever is best for each and every one of them, do that, please, Lord. Right, it's lunch break now, so go and get a little bit of something to eat and then start again later. Right, one bit they showed there was the Lord saying, for those I love, I discipline. Okay, the reason why I mention this is because, on that day that the videos are about, and the dogs wouldn't come out of the car, when I was walking back with them, I was telling them off. I was acting as if I was angry, pretending I was angry, in order to try and get the message across to them that, when you're called, you have to come. Right? Now, because I love them, I believe in that point that Yeshua was saying, that if you love them, you're going to discipline them. You're not going to let them get away with stuff. You're going to teach them so you don't have to keep on telling them off. But you're going to try and make sure you get the message across for them so this doesn't keep on happening. But also so that, if you call him in a situation that's dangerous, they're going to come straight away. You're not going to have this issue where, they won't get out of the car even though there's a dangerous situation happening and it could threaten their lives. You need them to come. You need them to respond to that call. Anyway, so, that part of it, I don't feel any issue with at all. I think that was appropriate. I think that was how I should have been doing things. Does that mean I acted perfectly on that day? No. But that element was how it should be. At least to me as a Christian, that element was how it should be. Yep. If you don't love someone, you won't discipline them because you really don't care enough to discipline them, right? Yeah. Like I said, when people say that I don't love my dogs, I cared enough to train them. I cared enough to try and discipline them. I cared enough to spend time doing that. Right, I had, with Mollie, Chewie and Lucy, 7 years of love from them. 7 years of loving them, 7 years of getting love from them. I wouldn't change that for anything at all. Same with Amber and Riley, 5 years. I wouldn't change that for anything. God, no. No, there's nothing I'd change that for at all. That's incredibly valuable to me. Incredibly important times in my life with those dogs. I mean, are there going to be more times than them? I don't know. As I said earlier, it's about what's best for them. So, in the end, the reality is as I say, training them, disciplining them, putting in the effort to make sure they learn. All of that is incredibly important. You've got to do that. If you care about them, if you love them, you've got to do that. People make excuses all the time. To not spend time with, to not do this sort of stuff. That's not love. That's not love in any way, shape or form. I took my dogs out, certainly at one point, certainly because of Teri and Jacob, 4 times a day. That wasn't because I'm home all day. Say, Shannon, upstairs from me, she's home all day. How many times did she take her dogs out during the day? I don't think ever. I'm not having a go at her in that. I'm simply saying I wasn't taking the dogs out 4 times a day because I was home all day. Okay, that's not the reason why. I'm using her being home all day as a reason, okay? As an example, not trying to have a go at her about that. So her relationship with her dogs and, whatever, her situation, that's her business. Got nothing to do with me at all. I don't care. I'm just using that as an example. Someone stays home all day but doesn't take their dogs out, right? That's it. So I'm not trying to have a go. No. That's the point. I took them out. I made the effort. I got the bigger car. I tried to find a car big enough to get them all in so I can take them all out. I learned to drive. I did all that. spent thousands of pounds on that sort of stuff. Because I love them. I took them out because I love them. Yeah. I never did videos with the dogs in it because I was trying to say, oh, look at me, I'm taking the dogs out, aren't I good? I do videos now, I don't have dogs in it, do I? I did videos with the dogs in it because of the fact that people looking at the videos can enjoy, or listening to what I'm saying, can enjoy watching the dogs. Right? That's the main reason. Plus also it gives them a walk. I'm getting a walk, they're getting a walk. So there you go. That's good. Anyway, there you go. I'm not trying to be defensive. Yeah, look, I mean, the steps of grief, basically, is what I've been having. And so part of that is where you basically beat yourself up and where you blame others and you go for all those things, don't you? So, yeah. As I say, the mind is a cesspit. I've done the video on that one anyway. So, there you go. I'll leave you to it for now. If I've got anything else to say, I'll add that. Suffice it to say, look, I count that God giving me the dogs, especially, as I say, the first 5, as a huge blessing. A huge blessing. The fact they're gone at the moment, that's not God's fault. I'm not going to blame God for that. No. Yeah. No. It is what it is, isn't it? So there you go. Yeah. One thing to add, I can say this without any shadow of a doubt. This is the place I'm supposed to be here today. I have no doubt about that whatsoever. What they showed in that Matthew 22 completely blown my mind. Yeah. So would I've got that if my dogs weren't taken? No, they wouldn't be here. Wouldn't be here. But no, I wouldn't be here because of the fact I wouldn't have spoken to Stuart about the situation. I wouldn't have spoken to Stuart about everything else and what that all meant and etc. In which case he wouldn't have mentioned that this is happening today. That you can watch it on Zoom or you can come or whatever. That conversation would never have happened. He may have mentioned that this was happening. It would be on Zoom. I'm not on Zoom, so I wouldn't have bothered. There'd have been no reason whatsoever for me to have bothered to come here. Yeah, it's a bit of a journey. It takes about 40 minutes or so to get here. Say about an hour. Depends upon what road the sat-nav tries to take you down. There's a few roads that were blinking scary, really scary. There's one where there was a driver with a trailer with loads of barrels on it, and the barrels are coming really wide, and it was a single carriage road. So it's like, right, I'm going in the ditch, I think. But didn't. No. We both got through somehow. I didn't see it, how it's going to happen. But that's an example, isn't it, of how we sometimes we look at a situation and we don't see how are we going to do this? How's this going to happen? This looks impossible. That looked impossible. Getting past that vehicle looked impossible. Yeah. I actually signalled to the person, I'm going to be in the ditch, I think. That's what I thought. But no, it's manageable. Both had to drive slowly, both had to drive carefully, but it was manageable. But when you first see it, you thought, oh, geez, what's going on here? This is not going to happen. So that's on life, isn't it, really? But, something seems impossible, but no, they're not. They can just seem that way sometimes. Yeah. Right, just about to get in car, go home. Well, I will in a minute. one thing that come across as quite important, actually, in there, and something. Yes, this is not going to be easy. No, but it's something I've got to try to do. Okay, reality is, God doesn't love you because you deserve it. He loves you because he loves you, right? So another thing is, if you love someone because they deserve it, it's not really love. It's something they earn. If they stop earning it, you stop loving them, right? Because you love them because they deserve it. So therefore, you can't love people because they deserve it. So, this is hard. This is why I say I will try. Okay, I'm going to try to be. I'm going to say this in not loving in the sense of lovey sort of thing, but try to be loving towards neighbours. Towards the neighbours who made themselves my enemies 2 years ago. And have tried to be my enemy ever since. I'm going to try to be, loving them the way I love God, sort of thing. I'm going to try. I'm not going to say that it's going to change everything in a second, but I'm going to try. So it's not about them earning it. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah. That's something I've been challenged with today, so, okay. Yeah, gotta try. Yeah. Look, folks, the reality is, I'm no better than they do. I'm no better than they are. Not in any way, shape or form. Just because I'm a Christian, it doesn't make me better than they are. Not at all. No. No. So, there you go. There you go. If I'm going to accept that God loves me, which is something I found incredibly difficult to accept over the years, because I was rejected by my mother before born, so, not really been loved. Never had a father. Not really know anything about that, really. So, yeah. But if I'm going to accept that God loves me, and I don't have to deserve it, that sort of crap, then I've got to start, being loving towards others, even though they don't deserve it. You know what I mean? So there you go. Right, you take care. God bless. I will speak to you soon. Wish me luck in that one. And please, as I say, please pray for the puppies. Right, you take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.